Veterans, in this video, I'm going to show you how to protect your family and save the most money on life insurance even after leaving the military and losing your SGLI coverage. So if something happened to you tomorrow, would your family be able to keep the house? Could they stay in the home that you worked so hard to build? Well, for most families, the answer is no. And that's exactly why this conversation matters so much. So today, we're going to talk about the most affordable ways that you can keep your family protected, how to stretch every dollar of your insurance budget, and how to make sure your loved ones are never left scrambling financially if the unexpected happens. So let's start with the basics, because when it comes to saving money on coverage, term life insurance is hands down the best place to start. So term insurance is what we call pure insurance, right? It's designed to provide the maximum amount of death benefit for the lowest possible premium. And that's it. No investments, no savings components, just simple, efficient protection for your loved ones. You're buying peace of mind. So if you were to pass away unexpectedly, your family receives a tax-free lump sum, and that's money that they can use to pay off debts, cover everyday expenses, or keep the home that you built together. And that's why we love term insurance. It's affordable, it's predictable, and it's laser focused on protecting what matters most while your family depends on your income. Now let's talk about mortgage protection, because this is where term insurance really shines. So if your family relies on your paycheck to cover the mortgage, the rent, the groceries, the car payment, school, you know what I'm saying. What happens if that paycheck suddenly stops? Look, I know it's not fun to talk about, but as veterans, we're trained to prepare for the worst case scenarios. And that's exactly what mortgage protection is. It ensures that no matter what happens to you, your family can stay in their home. So whether you want a plan that pays off the entire mortgage balance, covers monthly payments for a few years, or just simply protects the full value of your home as if it were sold, there's a solution that fits your budget and your goals. So when you leave the military, your SGLI coverage disappears. Now sure, you can convert it to VGLI, but if you check those rates lately, they increase every 5 years, and they can get very expensive as you age. And that's why so many veterans are shocked when they realize just how vulnerable they are. One day you've got $500,000 of SGLI, and the next day you're out. And your new employer's group term plan might only offer $50,000 or $100,000 coverage, if anything at all. And that's nowhere near enough to protect your home or take care of your spouse and kids if something happened to you unexpectedly. So when I retired from the Navy, I did some contracting, and my company's group life policy offered just $100,000 of coverage. Now that might sound decent, but my mortgage balance was higher than that. So if something had happened to me, my family wouldn't have been able to afford the house. They'd have been forced to sell it, probably under stress, and during the worst time of their lives. That's the reality that most families face. And it's not about fear. It's about being responsible. It's about making sure your family has the time, the options, and the dignity to carry on without losing everything you worked for. Now let's talk about how mortgage protection insurance actually works. So you can structure it in a few different ways. You can cover the full current value of your home as if you were selling it outright, or you can cover the remaining mortgage balance so the home is paid off in full, or you can cover just 1 or 2 years of mortgage payments. And that's a critical period of protection that gives your family time to grieve, regroup, and decide what's next. Look, these policies are extremely affordable. For example, a healthy 40-year-old male can secure a 30-year, $500,000 term policy for just under $50 a month. And some carriers even offer 35 or 40-year terms depending on your age. And these are level premium policies, meaning that the price you pay never increases. What you pay today is what you'll pay for the entire term, guaranteed. And the best part is these policies are easy to qualify for, and they're customizable. So many carriers offer simplified underwriting, which means no medical exams, no labs, no waiting weeks for results, and in most cases, we can get you approved in a single phone call often the same day. So you get to choose your coverage amount, $50,000, $250,000, $500,000, or even over $1 million. It all depends on your family's needs. And since these plans are flexible, you can adjust the coverage as your life changes. Buy a new home, have a new baby, go through a divorce. You can modify or layer your coverage to fit your new situation. Now, one of the most common questions I get from veterans is, Dan, what happens if I outlive the coverage? And that's a great question, and you've got several options. The first is return of premium. So certain types of term policies will actually refund every dollar you paid in premiums if you outlive the coverage. It's like getting 20 or 30 years of free protection. You also have a conversion option. Most policies allow you to convert part or all of your term coverage into permanent insurance with no new medical exams required. And then there's also a hybrid strategy. So many of my clients combine a large term policy with a smaller permanent policy. Like for instance, a $400,000 term and a $100,000 whole life or IUL policy. And this gives you the best of both worlds. You get affordable protection now, lifelong protection later, and the flexibility to adapt as life changes. This approach makes perfect sense for military families, because when you're in your 30s, 40s, and even early 50s, you're in the peak earning years of your life, but your family still depends on that income. And that's when you need protection the most. Now, as time goes on, your mortgage shrinks, your kids grow up, and your assets build. So that's when the need for high coverage goes down. And that's why many of our clients replace their SGLI by setting up a large term policy for, let's say, 20 to 30 years to cover their home and their income while their family is young, and a smaller permanent policy that builds tax-free cash value and guarantees a legacy payout no matter how long they live. Now, by the time their term policy expires, their permanent plan is already paid up, and it's growing. It's a beautiful transition strategy. So why not just use VGLI or the Survivor Benefit Plan for retirees? Well, let's break it down. VGLI gets more expensive every 5 years, and by your 60s, it can cost hundreds per month for even modest coverage. Now, SBP takes 6.5% of your pension every month for the rest of your life. And if your spouse passes away first, those payments stop. There's no refund, no value, and nothing left behind for your kids. Term insurance, on the other hand, gives you fixed premiums, control of your beneficiaries, and the flexibility to make changes. Plus, your term policy's death benefit is 100% tax-free, and it avoids probate in most cases. Look, this isn't about replacing government programs. It's about taking back control of your own protection plan. Now, you've probably seen envelopes or emails from banks and credit unions offering instant decision coverage. And here's my advice. Throw them in the trash, all right? Skip those. Those are captive agencies, so they only offer one or maybe two products, and most of them are overpriced. When it comes to protecting your family, you deserve options, and that's why it's important to work with an independent specialist, someone who can shop across multiple top-rated carriers and tailor a plan specifically for you and your family. So just to recap, term insurance is pure protection. It is the most affordable way to protect your family while they depend on your income. It's flexible, it's customizable, and it guarantees your family keeps their home no matter what. Veterans, don't wait until it's too late. You protected your country, now it's time to protect your family. And as a totally independent agent, I'm contracted with almost every insurance carrier in the industry. And that means I can shop your coverage around and make sure you're getting the absolute best and most customized offer available. And if you already have coverage, I'm happy to provide you with a free policy review to see if we can save you money or improve your protection. Look, I'll tell you honestly if we can't, but in most cases, we absolutely can. When you work with us, you'll have full access to my services, my direct contact information, and a dedicated professional on your team, not just some random voice from a call center overseas. So if you'd like a free quote, drop the word coverage in the comments or just click the link below to schedule your free phone consultation. There are no obligations whatsoever. I'll even send you a quote so you can shop around on your own if you'd like. Look, just don't be the mom or the dad who leaves their family unprotected. These plans are way too affordable to go without, and we are here for our fellow veterans. I'm Dan Farnsworth with Victory X Financial. Stay sharp, stay ready, and I'll see you in the next video.